today's just been a day. Basically, I filmed 2 music videos, which honestly, here's the thing. These music videos were like kind of challenging because they were both longer music videos. I love a longer music video. It's fun, it's unique, but it was also crazy hard because longer music videos take a lot longer to film. And for me, filming a music video, I'm the type that I have to have noise at all times. Like, unless I am sleeping, I have to have noise. And so, like, literally, I'll be, like, getting a snack and I'll, like, bring my iPad with me, like, watching a YouTube video. Like, I love noise. I can't be in a quiet room. I have to be talking or doing something. And music videos aren't that way at all. Music videos are very challenging because I literally have to just sit in silence. Well, not sit in silence, but I have to be completely silent. Which is so annoying, but at first I've been planning to film 2 today, and today I'm like, nah, I just want to film 1. And then I finished filming the 1, and I won't might as well film the second one. So it was a very debating situation, like back and forth situation between filming 1, filming 2, like which I should do. I won't because if I film 1, future me is not going to be happy because I have to film the other in the future sometime. But right now, I kind of don't want to film the. Well, then I filmed 1 and had so much fun with it. Like, for me to have fun, it's like I'm filming a music video, complete silence, just kind of giving it that fun element. It's really hard. I think the thing that I liked about this, that like I did differently, was that in all of my music videos, I like the makeup's already on. I gotta let my dog in. Come on, Sam. Sam, come here. Come here, Sammy. Sam.
You better get on in there. Get on in
Sam.
there. You need that heater on?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Sam. Hatchin. Hatch. Sam.
Get on out of here.
Come here. Well, clearly he can stay out there, which is totally fine. Okay, we got it. With that, I do my makeup and stuff either before I start filming it or in between. So if I'm doing these things without makeup or a scene without makeup, I'll film that and then I'll go and film. I'll go and do my makeup and stuff. But I didn't do that this time. I just made it one big scene because there wasn't any oh, I'm switching to this. And I incorporated the wardrobe into it. So I literally did my makeup in it, which wasn't that much. It was literally some foundation, some blush, and some eyeshadow. Oh, and mascara. So doing it and I made it part of the video, which was really cool. And I had one wardrobe change, which wasn't really a wardrobe. I threw on a dress, okay? And I threw on my JoJo Christmas dress on top of my clothes. The only thing Christmassy about it is that she's wearing a Santa hat in it, and I'm I'll wear it all year round because I hate when people buy clothes and stuff, and they only wear them at Christmas because I'm like, what's the point in buying it if it's not gonna fit you by next year probably, unless you like reach your growing in part and you're never gonna grow any taller, you know. But for me, that basically happened. I'm pretty much gonna be this height. That's what you did. Come here. Sam. 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 Hudson. Come on. Bet you can't catch me. Thank you. You can come be on camera. Or on the tablet, I mean, for them to see. Oh, you checked in late. And also with these music videos, I had, like, I threw the dress on and made it, like, part of the video. But also, I got to film with Sam, which I love filming with Sam. Like, it's fun getting to see him in my music video, and basically I love the scene with him because I basically just got to do one of my favorite things ever, which just hug on Sam, kiss him, and by hug on him, I'll like hold him and I'll like kind of kiss him and like I'll just love on him and stuff, which is one of my favorite things ever. Okay. And for a second I thought he had some, but turns out he had a treat. We give him like just little like treats and stuff of like sausages and stuff, which are tiny, so we'll give him like 2 at a time because they're so tiny and we want him to like get a good amount of treats. But also, filming with him in the room sometimes can be challenging for me because it's like he becomes the distraction of why I'm not filming. And like ultimately like I'm always gonna take care of Sam, and like I'm making sure he's okay is always gonna come before filming. Like not normal, but like once I know he's okay, then it's fine. But also, it can be hard because then he wants to play or like different things when I'm filming. So we like give him treats and stuff, and it like keeps him distracted a little so I can film and. But I had so much fun filming these music videos. I love that the first one is actually, we're gonna mark it off right now. So let me find, because I can mark them. Okay. Let me check. Yep, it's over. So I'm gonna like set you right there. I'm gonna mark. Yeah, I'm marking something off. Okay. Sorry. I had to mark something off because the first song that I filmed is the second one to come out. The reason was because when I filmed them, I was like, what will be the quickest one to record? Because I was basically kind of limited on time. And at the end of the first one, it like they're kind of just like it ends silently with like no song. And there's a reasoning behind. First up, I filmed the video to be slightly longer than the song. And so I went like, well, we gotta fix this somehow because this is good footage and stuff then. And I went like, well, we should make it silently. Also, for the main reasoning of that, well, there were two other reasonings. The first one being I wanted to go on my Success with Jeff podcast. And then the second reasoning was because the tablet was literally about to die. Like, it was literally 5%, and I had to get it, like, I get the recording on, and also I had to, like, get it to start exporting. So I could pop it on the charger and let it export, and then I could come back to film this, but also, like, get it uploading and stuff. But it works. I feel like it's definitely a silent, but it works. But the first song is very different, which is the second one that I record. And it's a very positive song, and it kind of talks about, like, how you need to follow your dreams and stuff, and, like, that we're all, like, kind of our own stars, and, like, no one in our only challenge is us being in our own way. Like, it's just a really positive song, and I love it. Oh, you're gonna scratch an itch, Sammy. Sam, come here. I wanna love on you. No, you're not gonna get close to me with your treat. He does go back. Like yesterday, he came right up to me with the treat, was enjoying it, no big deal. But, like, normally he won't do that. Like, that was the one and only time that he did. And I'm like right now, he's busy eating. I'm not gonna put him on camera. And on the tablet. Yeah, I use the tablet because I love the camera that I really want for my birthday. I love it. And it works. It's just that I try to only use it on certain videos, if that makes sense. Because, you... Come here. I wouldn't love on you. But also, it takes so much. I hate the editing app on the computer, but tried a different one, and ultimately it works. It's just that it's so confusing, and I don't understand it. And then second, just the getting the footage on the computer thing is a lot of work. Versus with this, I can film and record a song within 20 minutes. No big deal. And have it exported. With that, it's like an hour, 2 hours, and I'm like, because it's complicated. Like, my dad tried to show me how to, like, get on the computer and, like, all of this, and I'm like, it's just too complicated for me, although it's not that complicated. It's not crazy complicated, it's just complicated for me, because I like things simple. No. Okay, if you want to be free, I'll let you. You can go. Sam, go. Just know I love you. Okay. Okay, you calm. Calm. You're playing. He kind of just okay, that looks bad. But in reality, it's not that bad. And sometimes he just doesn't want to be held and loved on, and that's perfectly fine. And although it makes me sad, because usually at times that I like really want to. Sam, go get. Can I finish filming? Play. But then sometimes, he's honestly, here's the thing. He's the type, he will growl at you. He will show his teeth sometimes when you are messing with him and he doesn't want to be messed. But he will not bite you. He will not bite you. He will try to scare you and make you think you, but he will not. And we know this because he has done this before. Like when Bella was down. In fact, he did it one night, scared us both. And we knew that he wasn't gonna bite her. But yeah, because he was trying to sleep, and he hates sleeping with the light on. He likes the lights off at night, which is horrible because I love sleeping with the light on. It's not that I'm scared of the dark, if that makes sense. It's just that for me, I just like it on. Yes, I'll get a little shaky, if the lights go off. But, that's because I'm used to just liking the lights on. And so, I'm moving that so you can lay down. Okay, go ahead, sniff your dog bed. This is actually his old one. His new one is in my parents' bedroom. And he, doesn't sleep in his new one. But he usually doesn't sleep in his dog bed anyway. We definitely have let that be an option for him. But no, he likes sleeping, underneath my parents' bed. We put a cardboard. Okay, here's the trick. When we first moved back into this house, he never lived here before. Or I have, most of my life. He would go underneath my bed and my parents' bed, and he would tear things up, which was very bad. Very bad. Well, then, so we put a cardboard around the edges of the bed, and the blanket hung down, so it was thick enough to where he couldn't make it through the end. And somehow he still, it slowed him down a lot, but, ultimately, it didn't completely stop him, but he calmed down to the point where now the cardboard is still up, but now he just goes under there and sleeps. He, doesn't tear anything up, and at this point we're well, he's not doing anything bad anymore, so, we'll just let him sleep. But I love both of these songs. The one is, very positive, and the other are, has a meaning, and I love the meaning behind. And the other is called "You Changed Me for the Good," and it's talking about how my crush had changed me for the good. So I'm gonna start posting podcasts. I posted a poll on my Instagram, Andy Forever, in case you want to go follow me there. You know where to follow me. Here's the thing, there is a page called Lolly Dreamer. Do not follow that page because I didn't post any posts on. Basically, when my phone reset, we lost control over to my two Instagrams, and we created one called Lolly Dreamer, and that we basically, when we got control over my main account, which I would much rather have, we lost that account or control. So like there's no post on it, so I can't comment on there like, hey, don't follow this. Like, yeah, but we never tried to get any control. That one we never tried to get control over because of the fact that like ultimately like there was the thing of that ultimately we like there was no followers on, like there were like 2 followers on there and that was just family, and like it would like at this point there was no point in it, and that's fine because that same family of mine was following my main account, so it wasn't a big deal. But like, I posted a poll asking if I should keep doing the Andy Talk podcast because I really like that, and I'm posting it on here because like I love like podcasts. Like I watch 2 different podcasts, and I watch Success with Jess and All Things Internet Pod. Love them both and stuff. And for me, I went like I created Andy Talk, like all of this stuff. And so I really like it. I kind of took a break for a very long time because I wasn't sure if you guys didn't seem to like it with the thing. Like, there was definitely, like, I really, like, wanted I wanted it to be, like, for you guys to like it because I feel like if I come up with good concept for the podcast, and if things go on schedule, that should be starting up. Either I haven't decided if it can be the end of this week or beginning of next week. It's somewhere around there. I will start it up again. I just need to I get a little setup because I don't have a setup. It's the main thing. But yeah, I feel like if I get a setup, I can easily do it, like, even if it's a setup that I, like, take apart and, like, put together some. It definitely seems like fun. So that will be happening soon. Also, I thought of something fun that I wanted to do. Since I have changed so much since, like, music class. Basically, I started music class when I was 6. So I've been going to music class for most of my life. And you think about it, that's 6 years that I haven't, and I'm 15, which means that I've been going for like 8 years. And up until, I want to say up until last year was when it was officially done. Because music class quit. Like, before then, I didn't go much for like 2 years in a row. Like, there were definitely, I'm trying to think. Yeah, there was like 2 years where I just didn't go, which was really hard. Like, was really hard, but then, and I was busy, if that makes sense. Like, I was living life and like doing a lot of things, and ultimately, this is something that I always said was that I will always make time. I will always make time to see my crush. Whether that's once a year, whether that's 12 times a year, like, there will always be time. And so, like, I have a lot of memories from music classes, but since I changed so much since then, like, I'm a lot less shy. I'm, like, there's so much. I'm gonna start up a new series that is gonna be so fun. And that I plan to start this week, which is every week I'll be doing memories with Lolly. and one is I'm basically been, it's kind of like a fun way to like talk with you, also tell you about so many memories that I have from like music class, and also just other fun memories. Because I feel like I really want you to know me more, and like know like how much I really changed, and also I can't really show you because my phone reset, and also my iPad like doesn't have a lot of my iPad has a lot of newer photos, if that makes sense, except for one. There is like two photos on there from when I was very, very little, because the iPad is hooked up to like the computers. So anytime that like pretty much there were like special photos of that my dad had hooked up to the iPad from when I was like not even two, which was, but I can't show them because I don't know. Like honestly, it's not worth showing, in my opinion, and because it's literally just Christmas parties. It's literally like a 1 year like Christmas party, and so services would always do like Christmas parties, and we would always go since we had like foster kids and I got adopted and stuff. We don't go anymore, but we did. And it was just fun. This is why. Oh wait, that's right. I'm wearing mascara stuff. Okay, good. I just feel like a bunch of makeup. My eye was really itchy. But yeah, like a fun one. Like get to know me, like memory thing. I feel like it's gonna be fun. Even if you don't like it, I'll still be posting because it's fun for me. Like, cause I have so many music class memories, so many memories that like really like show. Like honestly, there's been there. Here's the thing. I'm gonna definitely post a poll asking for questions, and I'll post it like after I finish filming. And and I want like some like, so yeah, it's gonna be fun. And then I'll answer them in a video because like I love answers. Also, this was kind of cool. Like this one thing happened like this morning, and it was kind of, so I watch a lot of YouTube. I watch like the Gavin Madness Squad, the Piper Account Squad. Like I watch a lot of YouTubers, like hundreds. I'm not joking. And like literally, there's been so many times when Bella literally looked at my iPad and was like, you're subscribed to a lot of YouTube people. And I'm like, what are you saying? She's like, look how many notifications you have from YouTube, and then oh, that's just a small amount of them. And then when she's like, I'm like, well, I know I'm subscribed to a lot of YouTube, but I like watching a lot of YouTubers, and that's fine. And it's kind of my main source of entertainment. Is like TikTok, not as many notifications. YouTube for sure. But yeah, I posted a picture of Piper, Raquel, and her boyfriend Lev. And I posted it on my Instagram, and I tagged them, like, not thinking anything of it. And I woke up this morning and saw that the Piper Raquel liked the photo. And I'm like, I started to kind of lose my mind because, like, I went like, there's no way that 2 days in a row this has happened. Because yesterday I posted one of Connor Kane, I'm pretty sure, and as Alien Crew, and Connor liked it. So like I'm like kind of excited about it, but I don't really say anything to anyone about it because although it's exciting, it's like there I gotta stay focused, and if I let myself get over excited about little things like that, then the bigger thing I'm just gonna blow my mind. For me, if I get excited over the little thing, but keep it to a limit, okay? Because then when the bigger thing comes, I care about your safety and I don't want your mind exploding with excitement. Although that has happened to me before. Not literally. Like, don't worry, and I never lost any body parts or anything. It was just that I got so excited over and started getting real shaky. But I'm going to answer this one question that I came up with that I realized that I never really talked about, which is something that's interesting. And I always kind of known, like pretty much since week 3, that I liked my crush, if that makes sense. Week 1, hated him, had nothing to do with him, because week 1, it was so in my face situation. Like, if I don't know you, I don't want you to like come up and like say hi. Like, if I don't know you, I want you to maybe say hi. Like, say hi. Like fans. Like, if you're a fan and you see me out in public, like come up to me. Ask for a picture. I'll ask for an autograph. I'll give it to you. Say hi. I'll kind of talk a little bit, but I'm still gonna be slightly shy. I like I'm always gonna be that way. But if you're not a fan and I don't know you, in that case, and at that time, I was really, really shy. My crush has made me less shy, for sure, 100%. And then I'm like, kind of like, stay in the back, be quiet, shy me, and that's why sorry. Sam, you need to quit moving them, okay? You said no to that. But yeah, and so it was over, like, it was in my face, like, situation. And, yeah, like, and so week 2, it was kind of more, like, week 2, I went in with more of an understanding to be as judgy. Like, week 1, I was definitely kind of judgy, because, like, first impression, I'm gonna judge. Like, I'm gonna be like, this person had a really good one, maybe they didn't, like, I'm gonna point out flaws and stuff, but I'm gonna keep it to myself. But also with week 1, I didn't know the full picture. I only knew the tiny bit, which was the first impression. I didn't understand that he was that hyper because his medicine wore off. Once I got the understanding, then I went in more open and more like, I love you. Yes, I love you, Sam. He's doing this thing that he does, where, like, I watched a YouTube video on it a long time ago, where if they stare at you, they love you. It's like a sign. And he does it all the time, and it's so cute. My mom and dad get so annoyed with it when he does it to them, but then they're like, well, come up on our lap or something like it's that they think it's kind of creepy that he's just staring. Versus like they want him to like come on their lap or like I run to the door so they can let him out or something, which my dad does. Cause my mom had a stroke like 3 years. But a question that was that although I always kind of knew since week 3 when I pretty much knew that I was in love. Basically, there were like very specific moments that really stood out to me, like that happened. Like there were definitely moments when it hit me like really hard, like because I always kind of knew, but there were definitely moments where it like really showcased the most. Wait, I'm gonna. Like I'm gonna kind of peek because. Okay, I think it's someone turning around. Because I saw a car shadow and it's like kind of free. Like I want to make sure that wasn't like far here. Okay. We're good. Someone turned around. Wanted to make sure that wasn't like coming here, and if it was, I was gonna end this. But there were definitely moments where it stood out the most. And one of them was the time that we first danced together. So, like, we were partnered in a dance, which was our first time ever. And there were two things that stood out about this. Well, there were like four. The first one that stood out, that made, like, really stood out in this moment, was that I could look him directly in the eye. Like, we literally looked directly in the eyes. And that's something that's rare. I cannot look. One of something that I hate is when, and like, someone thinks you're lying, and so they tell you to, like, look them in the eye with a straight face. And I'm like, I hate that. Not because, like, I don't lie. Like, I have lied, like, once. Like, but like a few times in my past, like I admit to all of them, don't worry, I'm good. I'm like clean. But also it's that I cannot look people in the eye. I always like either look off to the side, like even when I'm talking to Bella, like I'll like kind of like maybe take like the quickest glimpse, but then for the most part I'm like looking off to the side or like looking slightly lower down or something like of her face, towards the bottom of her face, and like I can't look people in the eye. So the fact that like that was the only person that I ever could look directly in the eye. There was that. Another thing was that I get really uncomfortable when people touch me. Like literally, like I always have. Like, always. And even if I know them, sometimes I'll still get a little, like, uncomfortable. Like, and what I mean by touching, like, they could literally just, like, put their hand on me, or, like, try to hold hands, or, like, anything like that. And I'm, like, a little uncomfortable, like, not inappropriate touch. And that, never experienced that, hope to never experience that, and stuff. So like and that we were basically forced to like actually dance, and we had like our hands on each other, and I was comfortable like 100%, and I'm wow. Also that I don't talk is a big thing, especially if there's a lot of people, and I talked that day like full blown conversation. Now if I'm in a room with a lot of people, it depends on the case. If I really start to trust you or know you, I'll like somewhat talk to you if you talk to me first. Even with my crush, I went that way. Wouldn't talk to him unless he talked to me first. And it was not me like feeling uncomfortable. It was just me being shy. Got into a full conversation and I started it. And it was like after there was that. but also that I get really like weirded out. Like, here's the thing: is that I get weirded out dancing with like boys, if that makes sense. Like, I definitely have only danced with like two. Let me think. Did I ever dance with them? No, I don't. I think maybe, I don't know. Basically, like two or three other boys, and it wasn't like we were touching dancing. Like, it was never like partnered. It was that we just kind of had to dance. Well, there was that one partner dance. And it was never like inappropriate. It was just like fun music class stuff. I'm like, I was comfortable.